2K Sports and the Corn Ferry Tour are proud to bring you today's event. Today's coverage of the Corn Ferry Tour opener is about to begin. Luke Elby here alongside Rich Beam. And Rich, this next golfer is about to take part in their first Corn Ferry Tour event. I'd imagine the nerves are huge. What type of goals are they setting, and what can they expect in the season ahead?
Well, look, there's only one goal for these players, and that's to secure their PGA Tour card. And there's 3 ways to go about it. They can get 3 wins on the Corn Ferry Tour. That will automatically get them to PGA Tour. If they finish in the top 25 in the regular season money list, that will also gain access to the PGA Tour. But for everyone else, they need to finish the season in the top 75 in the points list to qualify for the Corn Ferry Tour Championship. And then the 50 from there will go on and secure a spot on the PGA Tour.
Can't wait to get into the action. Very excited to see how this player fares today. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
And from about 105 yards.
Choosing the 9-iron here.
All right, going with a little bit more club. Let's see.
What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
Setting up this putt 10 feet from the cup.
Beautiful shot.
Can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first, Luke. Good start.
Currently 1 under for the day. Time to tee off at the second. Oh, that's piped. That's heading down the runway.
Oh, wow. They're thinking of going for this one.
Opting for the 3-wood. Well, it looks like they tried to be bold there, Rich, but it didn't quite work out for them. And here we are with the 3rd shot. Time now for the 4th shot. Didn't that look good for a long time?
This putt for par here.
If it's up, it could be in. Now, nice to make a mid-range par putt. He's currently tied for 9th.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
We have a par 3 on this one. And after a par at the last, a chance to perhaps signal some intent. Going with the 5-iron here.
And he's hit that inside the range.
This putt coming up is for birdie. Oh, so close. "18 feet to the cup." That's frustrating. This next putt is for bogey. And a little slide down the standings after that hole. And after a bogey at the last, they're looking for a big drive on this hole. Attaboy, good shot. From around 170 yards here.
They need to flight this one down into the wind.
Going with the 7. Nicely done.
A spot in the top 10 awaits if they can make this putt.
This one's tracking.
That's the way to bounce back. Good way to make up for the bogey at the last.
And what a way to jump into the top 10. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. And coming off the birdie, they'll be proud of themselves, a chance to keep it rolling.
That drive heading straight towards the cut stuff.
Luke, that did not end up where you said it was going to. It's in the rough.
Yeah, this is lovely.
Well, that'll work. Up on the dance floor. Could have been worse.
And this one for back-to-back birdies.
Ouch, that hurts.
Henny's down there. You got a read?
This one will run uphill.
Nice little putt to hole, that one.
Currently 1 under for the round. Let's see what happens here on the 6th. That was a little untidy, wasn't it?
Setting up in some very deep rough.
Opting for the 9-iron.
Wow, did this come out beautifully?
Luke, unfortunately, that got a horrible kick. Ended up in the rough.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. 20 feet to the hole.
Solid little par putt here.
That is hunting for the hole. That'll sting a bit. And well holed. Let's move on. And unfortunately dropping back to level with the card.
And moving down the leaderboard as well.
Seems to have chosen the 3-wood. Is that what they had in mind?
Well, definitely the wind had to have gotten a hold of that one.
This would be a great up and down. How close was that to going down?
An opportunity to make a par here.
Just didn't drop. And that's a couple of bogeys on the bounce, I'm afraid.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Now playing a little defensively.
Trailing by 6 shots after that hole. This hole's a tough 2-shotter, a long par 4.
Yep, that'll work. That's fine.
From about 130 yards here.
Wind is blowing from right to left here. Wants to work it against the wind.
Going with the pitching wedge here. Oh, come on, sit. Not bad. 15 feet to the cup.
This is their look at birdie.
Ooh. Just 3 feet to the cup. And down it goes. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. This hole is a par 4, and it's a pretty lengthy one at that.
Tee shot is looking good here.
And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Setting up this shot with the wind in their face.
Opting for the 5-wood. Ah, absolutely flushed.
What's in front of them, Henny?
Setting up this putt 28 feet from the cup.
Ooh, right by the hole. That's disappointing.
Putting for a par now.
Good stroke. And in it goes for the par. Well, that was a positive hole. A little shift up the leaderboard. Well played. We've reached the beginning of the back nine. The tee is yours at the 10th.
Pretty good shot there.
Interesting choice of the driver here. Great shot.
This putt, a chance to move inside the top 20 on the leaderboard.
And he holds it. What a putt. And that will take him to 1 under. He's currently tied for 14th.
Gotta like it. Moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
You've reached the 11th hole, and the tee is yours.
Coming off an eagle at the last. Momentum on their side for this player.
This one looks to be headed towards the fairway.
Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
Setting up here from about 155.
Going with the 8-iron here. Good shot there.
Already made a few birdies today, and this is another good look.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole.
Sometimes when you try and get it up the hill, you just forget to hit it sometimes, and it seems so in this case.
Now 6 strokes back after that hole. Teeing off here on the 12th hole.
He's found the surface. Good chance here. Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? This putt just 5 feet away from the hole.
Yeah, nicely holed.
Currently 1 under for the event. Teeing off here on the 13th hole.
And he's down there.
The wind is at their back on this one.
Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Just putting on a ball striking clinic, it seems, today, Rich.
Dare I say, Luke, this player has been in fuego with his approach shots. Another green in regulation.
Fair effort, that. Good birdie. And that will take him to 2 under. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead.
Next up is this 2-shot hole.
Wow, that was just striped. Second shot here on the 14th. Well struck. Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt.
Good stuff today, especially the short game has been really sharp today.
Ooh, nice line. And that's their 4th birdie of the day. And that will take him to 3 under. And this player's moving up on the leaderboard after that hole. And after a birdie at the last, they take the honour on the hole. Well played, mate. Time for the second shot at the 15th. Looks to be going with the 6-iron. That's some good golf right there.
Chance to sneak into the top 5 here.
This is tracking right into the front of this cup.
Wow, that's misjudged. And this putt coming up for his par. That's tracking. The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. And now striding onto the tee of this par 3 hole. Going with the 9-iron, I think. Come on, get a good bounce to the left. And this putt to move into a tie for 4th place. Appears to have overcooked this one. This putt's about 4 feet from the hole.
This is what they have left for par.
He's in a share of 9th place. Let's see what happens here at the 17th. This is the all-important stretch. Time to make your move.
Nicely done.
Sitting at -3, currently tied for 9th. Getting ready to play their 3rd. 4 strokes off the lead. Ooh, that almost went down. A tie for 4th place if you can hold this putt.
This one's looking good.
Oh, that had eyes for it. Lovely shot. And that puts him into the top 5 for the tournament. Now 3 strokes back after that hole.
Managing to chase down the leaders, closing that gap. Gotta like it.
Always positive coming off a birdie. Let's see what happens here. Oh my, that was launched. From around 180 yards out.
Wind's blowing from left to right. Gonna try and hold it against the wind.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron. And here we are with the 3rd shot. 3 shots off the lead. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Pretty good chance here. This one's for par.
That starts off on a good line.
And that brings to an end his event. And for a first outing on the Corn Ferry Tour, pretty handy day's work.
Impressive. Top 5 finish in their ever first tournament. Gotta say, keep your eye on this player.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. 2K Sports and the Corn Ferry Tour are delighted to welcome you to today's event. Today's coverage of the Grayson Classic is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam.
What a glorious day we have in front of us, Luke. There's no doubt about it. Hopefully, the golf is just as glorious as the weather conditions.
Looks like they got all of that one. That's on a good line.
Time for the second shot into the first. Going with the hybrid.
They've decided to club up.
That's inside the house of opportunity.
Outside chance here for the birdie.
This is one of those lengthy putts. Good one just to get close.
Can you hear those tweets? This is what they have left for birdie here.
Not sure if they understood the lie of the land there, Rich.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
This is a 12-footer here.
Like the look of this one. And this one is for bogey. Facing early adversity there after opening up with a bogey.
Just the thing they didn't want to have happen. An opening bogey. Hopefully that does not set the tone for the rest of the day.
Oh, well struck. This drive's heading for the fairway in my eyes. Second shot on the second.
Yep, tracking nicely.
A wonderful shot and a chance for birdie here at the second.
Gotta like their chances from there.
Yep, tracking nicely.
Always nice to hold those for a birdie. And with that now, back to level par.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Here we have a par 5. Is it time to get after it or play it safe?
Look, coming off a birdie at the last hole, this player finally is making something happen. Looking forward to the next hole, but danger lurks if they're not careful.
Second shot here on the third. It's a brave one. Driver off the deck. Getting ready to play their third. Didn't that look good for a long time? And here we are with their fourth. Wow, that almost went in the hole. Big par saver coming up for this fella. That's pretty tidy.
That's a good putt to make, that one.
So no movement there. The player remains at even par. Ooh, we're at the par 3 here. I love these holes. And after that par, they're looking for something good here.
That's a good shot by him. He'll be delighted.
And this putt is for a big 2 on the scorecard. That was a gallant attempt.
Well, that's a bit disappointing. A par putt on the table.
So no movement on the leaderboard there, remaining at even overall.
Next up is this par 4 hole. That tee shot looks pretty good.
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
This is looking around 115 yards out. Wow, that one was a fairway splitter.
This one is right down the pipe.
Luke, that did not end up where you said it was going to. It's in the rough.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. 6 feet remaining to the cup.
This is what they have left for a par.
And there it is. So no movement on the leaderboard, remaining at even overall. Time to tee off at the 6th. Looks like this one's heading safely for the fairway.
Well, I think they're attacking this one, taking it on in 2. I like their style.
Well, this is bold. Their eyes are opening up, headed for the green. Yeah, disappointing not to find the surface, Rich, but I like that play.
Airmailed the green with that approach.
How close was that to going down? Oh, that was tidy. That should ensure the up and down.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
Currently 1 under for the tournament.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
Teeing off here at the 7th. Wow, that was just striped. Choosing the 9-iron here. He didn't look to hit that one quite so flush. And here we are with the 3rd shot. 2 strokes off the lead. Yeah, that's a top little chip shot, that one.
Yes, very smooth tempo there on that chip.
Trailing by a couple of strokes now. Just a couple to play here on the opening 9. Here's the tee shot at the 8th. Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Keep your fingers crossed for a bounce to the right. Yeah, not a bad effort, that one. Up onto the green and a chance to hole your putt.
Already had a few birdies today. This for another.
This putt for a spot in the top 5.
Rolling end over end. This putt's looking great.
Okay, steady now. Big putt for par coming up. He's currently tied for 8th. We've reached the 9th hole. Time to tee off. Oh, that was mashed. And what's in front of them there, Henny?
I can see the 125-yard marker just nearby.
Opting for the 9-iron.
This looks to be hit pretty well from where I'm standing.
Trying to get to 2 under with this putt.
Now that's how you roll the rock.
Oh, that's a ripper. And with it, he'll move to a couple under par. Well, Rich, as we make the turn to the back nine, what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, they're playing well right now. They're inside the top 10, and they're looking to continue that move up the leaderboard.
And that's a nice strike. This one should find the fairway.
From around 140 yards here.
Just 2 shots behind.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. Wow, what a shot.
Made birdie on the last, looking for a second in a row here.
Better than most.
Nice one. 4th birdie of the day.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row.
Currently at -3 for the round.
I tell you what, inching closer to that top spot on the leaderboard, things are definitely heating up.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here. So I might need to set. It's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark.
Yeah, it took a bit too much club on that one.
Wow. That was handy holding out from there. And that will move him up the leaderboard as well. And let's have another look at that one.
Beautifully judged. Great tempo on this chip.
Solid play finds that player moving up the leaderboard after that hole. Pretty sure this player will be buoyed by that birdie back at the last. Let's see if they can deliver another one. No, that's not the shot they wanted. Sitting at 4 under for the day, currently tied for first place. Choosing the 9-iron here.
What a shot from the rough. This is gorgeous.
This would be a great up and down. Beauty of a chip shot there.
Judging it beautifully.
And he needs this to save par. And staying right where they were in today's rankings after that.
And now stepping onto this par 3 hole.
Chosen the pitching wedge here. Oh, this would be handy if he could bounce right. A wonderful shot. A chance for birdie here on the 13th. And that putt will give them birdie number 6 on the day. And that will take him to 5 under. You've arrived at a par 5. Oh, that is crushed. Time for the second shot at the 14th. Good shot there, Beamer. Getting ready to play their third.
Currently in the lead by a shot.
Yeah. 12 feet to the cup coming up.
This for a birdie run. Oh, that was such a good stroke.
And with that putt hold, it's back-to-back birdies. And that will take him to 6 under. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. A long par 4 this hole.
Oh, look at that. You don't want that ball back.
Playing this shot from about 180 yards. Opting for the 5-iron.
This one's going to the right.
This is from miles away.
Their short game today has been absolutely sublime fun to watch.
Was on a good line.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Just got to trickle this one in the front door. It's downhill.
And with that putt, now it's 6 under with a few to play.
And with just a slim lead coming down that stretch, anything can happen.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage.
2 holes to go, Luke. I know who I like. That one's right out of the top drawer.
Well, that was fantastic. What a shot from the leader.
That's exactly what I had done. Nobody wants to see somebody laying up on a par 4 that's drivable. Pull out the big stick.
And that putt will drop, and he'll extend his lead. And that will take him to 8 under. Still in the lead now after that hole.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on?
Just a couple to go. Let's see how you handle the penultimate hole. Looks like they've got the 5-wood.
Yeah, that's a good line. That should find the surface.
It's a little wayward.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
And here we are with the 3rd shot.
Currently leading by 3.
This one just outside 7 feet to the hole.
This is what they have left for bogey. Yep, tracking well.
Well, the leader giving a little hope for the rest of the field there as they put down a bogey on the scorecard.
Currently in 1st position. Well, what a lovely position to be in. Holding the lead, playing the last. Good luck. Oh, that is bombed. Oh, what a shot by our leader.
Man, people usually don't go that far on vacation. What a drive.
Yeah, they're planning an aggressive play here, guys. Going for it in 2.
Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there.
2 big hits there, knocking in on this par 5 and 2.
It's been an impressive display today. Make this and you'll sign off on a 62. A bit long on that one. 11 feet to the cup.
Rolling end to end.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fine performance. He's done it. He's won the tournament.
Fantastic week, Luke. A well-deserved win. This player was on top of their game the entire week. Congratulations.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, and Rich Beam, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.